Hello, everyone. Today, I want to talk about something simple yet incredibly powerful. A lot of people think the problem is not having enough time to learn English. They feel exhausted, overwhelmed, and stuck. But here's the real truth: time isn't the issue, it's how you're spending it. Think about your average day. You probably scroll through your phone, watch random videos, or drift through moments that don't really move you forward. What if you've redirected just 15 of those minutes toward practicing English? That one small shift can lead to a surprisingly big transformation. You don't need a shelf full of textbooks. You don't need elaborate study plans. Honestly, too much information at once can slow you down more than help you. What actually works is showing up regularly. One page, one small habit, one step forward each day. And here's something important: you don't need to be perfect. You don't need to sound like someone who grew up speaking English. You just need to open your mouth and try, even when the words come out clumsy, even when the grammar isn't quite right. Every single time you practice, you're building something that matters more than vocabulary. You're building confidence. That's where genuine progress lives. Not in a single breakthrough moment, but in small, repeated actions that quietly stack up over time. So today I want to introduce you to a simple framework, something easy enough to stick with, but structured enough to actually move you forward. It's called the 15-30-15 method. 15 minutes each morning, 30 minutes around lunchtime, and 15 minutes before bed. That's a total of 1 hour a day. No complicated schedules, no overwhelming commitments. Just one consistent hour. Let's begin with the morning, because how you start your day has a quiet but powerful effect on everything that follows. These first 15 minutes aren't just study time. They set the direction for your entire day. In the morning, your mind hasn't yet been pulled in 100 directions. It's calm, clear, and unusually ready to absorb new things. This is a rare window, and it's worth protecting. During these 15 minutes, don't try to do too much. Simplicity is your friend here. Read a handful of English sentences. Pick up 5 new words. Play a short audio clip and repeat what you hear. Stay focused on one small thing and do it with your full attention. When you first wake up, try saying something to yourself like, "Today, I'm going to grow a little. I'm not chasing perfection, I'm making progress." These words might seem small, but they prepare your mindset before they prepare your language. That matters more than most people realize. From there, take one short pattern and practice it gently. Something like, "I walk to work, I walk to work, I will walk to work." This kind of simple repetition helps your brain grasp how English moves through time, present, past, future, without feeling like a grammar lesson. Don't rush it. Let the rhythm of the language settle in naturally, because English isn't something you conquer in a single morning. It's something you grow into quietly, day after day. Then comes lunchtime, and this is where time tends to disappear without you even realizing it. You pick up your phone for what feels like a second, and suddenly half an hour is gone. Nothing practiced, nothing gained. But what if those same 30 minutes were used intentionally? Half an hour with real purpose can completely reshape how you speak. This isn't passive time. You're not just watching or listening. You're actually using the language. Speak out loud. Write a sentence or two. Try to think in English rather than translating from your native language. Pick a simple subject, your morning routine, your weekend plans, and just start talking through it. I woke up at 7. I made coffee. I got ready and headed out. It doesn't need to flow perfectly. What matters is that you keep going rather than stopping every time you stumble. Try standing in front of a mirror and looking at yourself as you speak. Say something like, "I'm getting better at this. I can express myself in English." It might feel a little awkward at first. That's completely normal. But this is exactly how confidence gets built. Not by knowing more, but by using what you already know again and again. You can also try a simple question and answer exercise with yourself. Where do you live? What do you enjoy doing? How was your day? Then answer them. It might feel repetitive, but that's the whole point. Repetition is how things move from your memory into your natural speech. And once something becomes natural, it becomes fluent. Then, as your day winds down, comes the final 15 minutes. And this part is different from the others. This isn't study time. This is reflection time. The quiet moment when everything you practiced starts to solidify. Sit down without rushing, without pressure, and look back at what happened that day. Ask yourself gently, what did I practice today? What words came up? Where did I struggle? Then write it down, even just a few lines in a small notebook. It doesn't have to be polished or impressive. It just needs to be real. For example, today I used the words confident, routine, and effort. I practiced talking about my morning. I mixed up my tenses a couple of times. That's genuinely enough. Because this honest review is where learning locks in, not in grand study sessions, but in these quiet, honest moments at the end of the day. Before you close your eyes, read back through a few sentences slowly. Let the language linger. Let it feel familiar rather than foreign. Because what your mind revisits just before sleep has a way of sticking. And gradually, without pressure, without forcing it, English starts to feel like something that belongs to you. Now, I want to be straightforward with you. This method isn't magic. It won't flip your life around overnight. And that's exactly the point where most people give up. Not because they aren't capable, but because they expect to feel results quickly. And when that quick rush doesn't come, the motivation fades. But language doesn't move that way. Language is not a sprint you finish in a weekend. It's a relationship you build across many days, many small moments, and many imperfect conversations. Every real skill worth having works the same way. Let me be direct. This approach works for you even if you're a complete beginner, even if speaking English makes you nervous, even if you feel like you've tried before and failed. It doesn't ask for talent. It doesn't ask for perfection. It only asks for one thing: consistency. 15 minutes in the morning might feel too easy to matter. 30 minutes at lunch might feel easy to skip. 15 minutes at night might seem like it won't change anything. But when these small actions stack up day after day, they begin shifting something inside you, slowly, almost invisibly at first, but unmistakably over time. Picture a regular person, not disciplined, not naturally gifted, maybe a little reluctant. Someone who thinks English is just too hard for them. But one day, they decide to try without putting too much pressure on themselves. In the morning, they read a few lines. At lunch, they say a few sentences out loud, even if they sound rough. At night, they write down one or two things they noticed. At first, nothing feels like it's working. That's the hardest stretch. You're putting in the effort, but you can't see the results yet. But after 1 week, something small shifts. Familiar words start appearing in unexpected places. After 2 weeks, simple sentences start forming without as much effort. After a month, the English still isn't perfect, but the fear, it's quieter now. And that's the turning point. Because real confidence doesn't come from speaking flawlessly. It comes from speaking without shutting yourself down. Let's talk about mistakes, because this is where so many learners get frozen. Here's the truth. Mistakes aren't the obstacle. Silence is. When you stay quiet out of fear, nothing moves. But when you speak, even imperfectly, you grow. Children don't wait until they can speak correctly before they start talking. They say the wrong things constantly, and that's precisely how they get better. So why hold yourself to a standard that even native speakers never had? Say the wrong thing. Try the sentence anyway. If today you say, I go to market yesterday, that's still forward motion. Tomorrow it becomes, I went to the market yesterday. That improvement, however small, is exactly how fluency is built. Here's something else worth understanding. When you practice speaking regularly, you're not just memorizing words, you're rewiring how your brain handles the language. In the beginning, your mind reaches for your native language first and then tries to translate. That slows everything down and makes you feel unsure. But with consistent daily use, something gradually shifts. Your mind stops needing the translation step. You just think, I need some water, and the words are simply there. That's what fluency actually feels like. And it's not reserved for people with special talent. It's available to anyone who keeps showing up. Fluency isn't about impressing people with advanced vocabulary. It's about getting your ideas across clearly, comfortably, and without second guessing yourself at every turn. And keep this in mind. Small habits, repeated every day, quietly reshape your life in ways that big, occasional efforts never can. The 15-30-15 method isn't just a schedule. It's a system that builds your confidence layer by layer, even when you can't see it happening yet. But there's a deeper layer to all of this. Learning English isn't only about speaking more fluently. It's about becoming someone who isn't afraid to express what they think and feel. In the early stages, discomfort is going to show up. You'll pause mid-sentence. You'll question your own words. You'll feel like you're going in circles. That's not failure. That's the actual process of growth happening in real time. Most people walk away at this stage, not because they couldn't do it, but because they weren't patient enough with themselves to stay through the uncomfortable part. But if you remain, something begins to open up. You stop chasing perfect English and start building real communication. And that's when confidence actually arrives. Think about where you could be after 30 days of this. Still imperfect, yes, but no longer silent. You respond rather than avoid. You stay in conversations rather than excusing yourself from. That shift from hiding to participating is the real turning point. Everything else grows from there. Your morning becomes your reset. One sentence like, "I'm going to make progress today," isn't just practice. It's a decision about who you're going to be that day. What you repeat shapes what you believe, and what you believe shapes what you do. At lunchtime, you stop consuming and start producing. You speak even when it feels uncomfortable, because confidence isn't something that arrives before you act. It's something that develops because you acted. At night, you reflect, not to criticize yourself, but to acknowledge what happened. One new word, one honest attempt, one mistake you understand better now. That's more than enough to call the day a success. Remember this: fear doesn't disappear before you start. It disappears while you're in the middle of doing the thing. Every time you speak up, the fear shrinks a little. Every time you stay silent, it grows a little stronger. That's a pattern most learners never examine closely enough. So when the fear shows up, and it will, don't wait it out. Speak through it, even if your pace is slow, even if the words aren't quite right. Fluency isn't built by knowing more. It's built by using what you already have. In real life, it starts in ordinary moments. You're at a shop and you ask, "How much does this cost?" You pass someone and say, "Good morning, how are you?" These aren't impressive sentences, but they're powerful because they break the fear down in real situations, with real people. And that's where lasting confidence is formed. You don't need complex grammar rules to get started. You don't need an extensive vocabulary. What you need is regular practice, honest repetition, and real use in real moments. That's why this method works. It gives you a clear structure without overwhelming you. It moves you forward without confusion. Picture yourself 6 months from now if you stay consistent. Simple English starts to feel more natural. You stop overthinking every sentence before it leaves your mouth. Mistakes still happen, but they don't stop you anymore. You begin joining conversations you used to avoid, and the people around you start to notice. When that moment arrives, you'll understand something that no textbook can teach you. It was never about talent, and it was never about luck. It was about choosing to show up day after day, even when it was uncomfortable. English is not just a subject to study, it's a tool for living. And like every meaningful skill in life, it's built the same way, through small actions repeated with patience and purpose. Give yourself 15 focused minutes in the morning, 30 courageous minutes during the day, and 15 reflective minutes at night. Stay with it, and somewhere along the way, you'll stop feeling like someone who is learning English and start feeling like someone who simply speaks it.